Hello, jump scare. How is everybody today? How are you, chat? Hello, Raven, Mr. Cornbread, Unmelted Cheese, Zluaga, P2Z, hello, Han, Hams, Raven29, Error, Vibes Not Found. Hello, Plugak. Is this a safe space for Jewish people? Yes. Hello, Lil Young. Millard, hello. I did have a good weekend. How was yours, Millard? Would you give your weekend a thumbs up? Rainbow Graph, Santa's Babe. Chunj Bleb. Umchini. Big Milk is hello. I'm late to school. Hello, Maru. Awawa. Ba, ba, ba. Hold on. I was just looking at something and I just saw something appropriate for my notes here. One sec. I need to put this in there. I got oodles of notes today, chat. Please hold. Some last minute note taking today. At least it's chill music though. Alright. I'm trying to get more advanced with streams and VODs for my Jewish cashew gimmick account since there's all those nut VTuber people. What's a Jewish cashew? Oh, like a... You mean a regular cashew, but with like a yarmulke? That would be... That could be fun. Millard says, I do not get fingered. If that's what you're asking. If we did have a lot of sex or couch broke, felt bad about that. Oh no, he's overcompensating. It's fine, Millard. You don't have to just make up goofy-ass high school type tier stories. It's fine, you can just say you got... Unless she was like jackhammering you into the butthole with her fists. Millard definitely got resized. Okay, we're gonna... I really don't know how many of these I'm gonna be able to do today. I have a few topics though. Still not used to having this pedal. Hold on. Ta-da! Okay, that worked. And I have so many freaking notes too, you guys. Wait, how do I show you this without spoiling? Okay, hold on. I really like this Head in Time music. It's kind of unfortunate the game itself wasn't really my tune. The Monkey King was like a Bucky's today. Wait, do I have... Ah, shoot. I now am the happy owner of like a little children's book that's called Bucky Goes to School or something. Yeah, this one. Damn, I should read this on stream. Oh wait, I wasn't even showing you guys. Because I'm still on my notes. This one? Rotten Decade says, Kai, I hope you're well. It's the artist formerly known as Alina, Paz's forbidden lover. Alina, it's been so fucking long. Where are you? What are you now? She, him, her? What have you landed on? It's been so freaking long. Are you still... You're not in the Discord anymore, are you? I don't think I've seen you around in ages. People still talk about you, though. Anyway, this is what I got for y'all. The green stuff is like miscellaneous news that I always have, just in case, you know. Ba 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 ba. So we're gonna have to get through all of these. Thoughts on pickles? I fucking love pickles. I don't trust people who don't like pickles. I don't like the spicy ones. I like generic pickles. Just generic, regular, sour, salty. What notes program do I use? Obsidian, but I do not use their synchronization. I do it manually. Obsidian just has the best UI out of all of them for me. And the one I used to use, Standard Notes, was bought by Proton and they kind of just literally stopped improving it whatsoever. I think it keeps getting security updates, but that's about it. It's like they haven't really released anything new in literally years. I'm ransoming your server. What the fuck? I've been talking to you this whole time, like you've been in there this whole time? Why do people talk about you like you haven't been in there for like a year? Did you even tell us? Was I just not paying attention? I don't think anybody knows that's you. Unless you're like fucking with Ransom. I'm a guy, lol. Okay, well, welcome back. Hey, you actually like M. Night Shyamalan's me. What the hell? That was a plot twist. Kessain says, please read Bucky's Go to School in your Vlad voice from Criminally Stupid. No, that is... Bucky's is wholesome, damn it. They don't realize it's me. Well, neither did I. I don't know why you had to be incognito. Okay, hold on. Alright, so... I don't know if this music is appropriate for this article, but we're gonna start with this one today, chat. Deranged mom knives 14-year-old daughter to death. Claims it was to protect her from Elon Musk. A drugged-up Wisconsin mom allegedly stabbed her 14-year-old daughter to death and told cops she did it to save the girl from Elon Musk. Thies Oninsky... Thies? Is that a real name? That sounds like a joke name. Of the known town of Turtle, Thies in the town of Turtle. This is a fucking limerick? Called authorities on May 20 to confess she had killed her daughter, Corinne Rain, the night before, according to criminal complaints. During the 13-minute call, she said she acted to protect her from somebody else, later naming Elon Musk as the perceived threat. So there's the winner of a mom. And then there's her daughter, which looks like slightly AI. This looks like exactly AI because her head is like mirrored, but the hair isn't. It's like too symmetrical to the point where there's like a seam in her nose. You guys see that? Well, rest in peace to her if she's real. Unless... Do journalists just like AI generate fiction now? I know they like AI generate lazy AI summaries of world news, like an AI generated article about Iran and the US or whatever, but do they just literally straight up make up AI in general? Filed under Murders, Wisconsin this year. No, it doesn't have an AI tag. I don't know, that's a little suspicious. Anyway, rest in peace to her. And also, I thought it was a little sad how, like, you can go, you're a happy-go-lucky kid, and then you can one day turn out like this, just like your mom possibly, you know? Like, this genetics can end up like this with... Is that a freaking noose scar around her neck? Yeah, definitely. This is definitely... I'm really glad that nobody stepped in here to protect this young girl from a mother who was on... Let me see. They said she was benzodiazepines, amphetamines, and THC. That's a great combo. Where do these people even come from? Hello, Badger. While you're streaming. Hello, Jimmy Lannister. I had a story today where a kid shot and killed this neighbor for the 4th of July, and they used some shitty 4th of July graphic, so... He shot and killed his kid for the 4th of July? Like, as a celebration? I wanted to try Obsidian, but isn't it expensive? It's free. It's expensive if you want to use the synchronization features, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. My very quick summary, it used to be that Obsidian was closed source, and I think till to this day, a lot of it, many parts of it are still closed source, but they have finally begun publishing third-party audits of their code, which is fine, but still, I don't like the attitude they used to have. A couple of years back, if you went into their Discord server and asked, hey, are you guys ever gonna publish an audits, they would literally, like, have a bot nagging you to stop asking. But no, it's free. You can use it for free, and what I do is, because it's literally just files on your computer, I synchronize them on my own. You can just toss them in your Google Drive. No, this Rainbow says, this 14-year-old kid I went to school with shot and killed his neighbor over a firework dispute, and the only images they used were shitty AI-generated 4th of July graphic. Always perfect. I don't think they even, like, mean to, right? It's probably just whatever is written in the article and they generate an image from it. Maybe the author literally just put into the AI, hey, take this fucking deranged-looking bitch and at Grok, imagine what this woman would have looked like at 13 and happy and extremely symmetrical. She's dead, honey. She needs a hearse, she said. On the phone, I suppose, with the police. So that's wonderful. That is wonderful news. This is like the least deranged Redditor now. Is fucking, I'm murdering my child to save her from Elon Musk. We've hit levels where Elon Musk is now like the doomsday villain. You know, the doomsday cults where they're like, the aliens are coming to get us. We have to kill us all. Or like Jonestown, where they drank the Kool-Aid and they fed the Kool-Aid to their children. Where you have these fucking insane people saying, the only way we can make a point now is to kill ourselves and our children, my friends, because the government won't leave us alone. We're getting there. The R word is bad. Oh, I know. But we're gonna have to talk about the R word a lot today, unfortunately. Might even need an R word counter of some sort. Quick update. I saw this video, which was funny, so... Quick update on J.K. Rowling, about whom I talked last week, because her new show is coming out. It isn't really even her show, but it's her franchise, so... Her new show is coming out on HBO, and it is still making the rounds. Like, the anger, the butthurt, all of it is still ramping up a lot. It's still... I don't even think it's still at its peak, so here's a video.
Harry Potter and the Startling Reread by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter, a teenage slave owner who was skinny and normal and good and skinny and is special because he is a wizard, walked into the kitchen to see his whale-like cousin being fat on a chair. "Can I have some bacon, Daddy?" said Dudley, whose arse was so fat it hung over the sides of the seat. And also he's 12. And also he's cheeked up like an old Turkish sheep. And wizards become adults at 17, and I'm in the Epstein files. "Got to make sure you're fed, eh, Dudley?" said Uncle Vernon, who was so fat he had no neck, and he was evil and bad and ugly and evil. Harry cleaned. He longed to be at Hogwarts, where he didn't have to do the cleaning, but it's okay, the elves liked it. Harry thought, I hope I don't run into any blast-ended Scroots this year. Ooh. Oh, I remember blast-ended Scroots. Oh, that's fun.
One sec.
Harry Potter and the Startling Reread by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter, a teenage slave owner who was skinny and normal and good and skinny and is special because he is...
Anyway, she actually sat here for, what is it, an entire minute making goofy-ass voices, in the quiet probably, as she was recording this freaking TikTok for herself. And I love the little like, the left now does this thing where they have to throw in pedophile into everything, like we've talked about before on the stream. But it's basically just a freaking incel word all over again. It's incel, it's fascist, means nothing anymore. But I like how she throws in the Epstein stuff one time, but she keeps repeating the freaking fat jokes like over and over and over and over. She's like, and he was fat and ugly and fat, and just like all the girls that bullied her in school, I suppose. Is this Dudley watching it? So self-satisfied. It is very amusing to just see her sitting here awkwardly, called Estrogen Jennifer. So, transgender, I would imagine. Can't really tell. When somebody gets that fat, it's like hard to tell. Everybody, like every trans person, if you're this fat, you just end up looking like Andy Milonakis. Like it's hard to tell. What pronouns do I use? Bro, sis, like what do I... Andy, I guess. And here's the discourse currently. J.K. Rowling says HBO's Harry Potter series is going to be incredible after the first trailer drops. I'm so happy with it. I can turn the music back on. Obviously, she has to say this. I mean, what else can she say? She's been getting paid. She's getting paid like billions of dollars for this. For her charities and this and whatnot. And like J.K. Rowling is genuinely somebody who cares about like her charity work. So she's probably thinking, okay, yes, HBO, this looks incredible. Incredible fucking work, HBO. Oh, sorry. So the reply to this is, Rowling is a hateful, bitter old bitch who bullied both trans women and cis women who didn't agree with her psychotic, perverted behavior towards trans people. Fuck her and her snotty man-child fans. My rights are not your inconvenience. The same fans, by the way, like... Let it not be forgotten that if you were on Reddit and if you were talking about politics, which is all they fucking do on Reddit, that's how joyless they are. Even in like a knitting subreddit, all they talk about is politics and Iran and Ukraine and whatnot. There used to be no way, maybe not even a comment. I don't know if it was legal on Reddit to leave a political comment without referring to Voldemort. We're the Resistance and we're Dumbledore's army. We're, you know, even Dudley is one of us. That sort of a talk. It was constant. It was nonstop. And now, of course, if you like... Not even like, I guess, if you don't hate her books, you're a man-child fan. Ooh, it says Rainbow Graph reached the 5-stream streak. I always fuck up the word stream. Shout out to the stream to keep me entertained during my employment. Well, thank you for watching. You could be poor and not a slob, though. That is, well, obviously, truth nuke. Not every poor person is a slob. Though Andy Milonakis probably is. Anyway, here's the peak derangement. I hope you're ready for today. By the way, I also love, like, her bullying of cis women, where, like, the entirety of this drama started because J.K. Rowling is an immense, unsurmountable, humongous, planet-sized liberal who sided with cis women over trans women. And that is their entire issue with her. This is why they want to fucking knock her teeth out and rape her to death. That is the entire reason, but all of a sudden she's bullying cis women too, I guess, obviously. Even though she's giving, like, literally millions and millions and millions away to women's charities, like women's rape centers and third world girls, by the way. To send them to school and shit. Oh, okay. Don't filter my VPN. Yay. There is no ethical way. There is no ethical consumption of Harry Potter's HBO Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling has made it abundantly clear that she will continue using her fortune to harm transgender people. Let's see what J.K. Rowling has decided. Can I see her? What's her Twitter account? J.K. Rowling. Too much yapping. If you're the mother who was reading Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone aloud to your child on the LNER train from London to Edinburgh yesterday, one of my grown-up children was listening and says you did the voices brilliantly. Heart emoji, cry emoji. Damn, she sure sounds like a fucking cunt, doesn't she? Hoodies should only be worn by men young enough to not look silly. Carrying a skateboard. That's some spicy stuff. I guess this is what they mean by still bullying, calling out a literal man who now is confirmed to be a male who got in the ring with a woman. What was his name? Iman Khalefi or something? Anyway, and the rest is... trans politics. Defending cis women not to get their faces kicked in by dudes. Anyway, let me see if there was anything funny in here. Yes, Kai, you make the employments bearable. Appreciate you got a dip. Just dropping off my government-mandated $20 per stream. Well, thank you, Kia Saint. Saint. I don't even know how to pronounce her name, but thank you. What does this prove exactly? Who the hell knows? What is being confirmed? They're just fucking angry. And I do think we're gonna keep seeing, like, angry people. Do you guys remember when they were burning her books on TikTok? It is genuinely, I probably said this before last week, but it is so mind-blowing to see J.K. Rowling, one of the most ardent and relentless left-wingers, like a liberal wine ant, who has no beliefs besides, like, gay people good, black people good, women good, fuck white men. But she disagreed with the hive mind on, like, a singular thing, and now she's just a subhuman bitch that needs to be, like, curb-stomped. It's whoops, symbolic. So that was our follow-up to last week. Couple of quick schizo things. Okay. A billionaire-backed startup wants to grow organ sacs to replace animal testing. Their plan: R3 Bio has a bold idea for replacing lab animals, genetically engineered whole organ system that lack a brain. The long-term goal, says a co-founder, is to make human versions. Chat, how do we feel about this? I'm not so sure. This is on Wired, by the way, wired.com. Relatively new, from like a week ago. And they're saying, look, we don't want to... So Trump, apparently one of his quests is that he wants to phase out animal experimentation. In case you don't know, this has sort of been a bugaboo of his administration because famously, animal experimentation came up a lot during the COVID era, when the entire right was mad about COVID and the left was like supporting all the COVID lockdowns. And the issue came up of Anthony Fauci's, some of his like signed off labs basically using like little beagles for torturous experiments. Literally like putting their heads in a box and then unleashing leeches on their heads just to like see what happens. So horrific torture, and ever since then people have been urging them like, I didn't know you guys were doing this with all our fucking taxpayer monies. You're creating COVID in a lab and torturing puppies. Fuck you. So this has been one of their quests, and of course a biotech startup is using this as an idea to, well, what if we just make like synthetic flesh and experiment on the synthetic flesh, which I guess you can't really... I don't know if that could work, because then don't you have to account for the fact that it is synthetic? Doesn't that open up a whole new variable you have to account for? Like, how do you know that heart medicine is gonna work perfectly on this, like, disembodied heart that doesn't even have a brain? How do you know the same drug is actually going to work equally on humans? I guess you would follow up with actual human trials? For Immortal Dragons and Singapore-based longevity fund that's invested in R3, the idea of replacement is a core strategy for human longevity. We think replacement is probably better than repair when it comes to treating diseases or regulating the aging process in the human body. Says, if we can create a non-sentient headless bodyoid for a human being, that will be a great source of organs. Oh, this is the goal. Okay, so alright, fine. This, the conspiracy theorist in me is now satisfied sufficiently. Elon Musk, Bezos, Bill Gates, and all the rest of them, all the fucking rich politicians and whatnot, they're just going to have, like, what was that movie called? The Island or something, where they keep, like, basically clones of themselves in a human vat, or like in a like parallel society, and the whole point is that when the time comes they get to harvest they kill their clone and just harvest the organs. So if there's some rich fuck who just happened to drink too much and he shot his liver, what he says is he just pays that company, hey, make a clone of me with a perfect liver, and then he gets the liver. So this is their plan. They're literally making it reality. Elon Musk is just going to have like a conveyor belt on a hook of hearts and guts and livers and kidneys and at some point probably brains, right? Like how are you going to keep, even if this would work, like how are you gonna solve the problem of the brain? Like your brain is still an organ and it is the most calorically intensive organ to run, and eventually, I mean, the organ frays at the same pace as all the other parts of your body. Right? How are you going to solve that problem? Like, grow a brain in a body? Then you're running into the copy-paste problem again. That you're not going to be the same person. You're just going to be dead. Regardless. So that's number one theory. Number two theory, I don't know if it's just as dark. My number two theory is they literally want to invest in this so they can grow organic organs. Like human organs and then use them to like eat them. Just a fucking everybody who was caught on Epstein Island or whatever, all the people in Congress, all of them, all the people in the 1% in every country, they just want to eat like they want to eat a legal headless baby for Thanksgiving, and they want to tell us it's not a real baby, it's a fuck they call it, a bodyoid. No, it's just bodyoid meat. What bird is this? Bodyoid? They're gonna be making turducken, body turducken. Turbodyoid ducken. Who's eating babyoids with me later? Organ black market is in shambles after this. That too, which might be a good thing because the organ market is like genuinely unhinged and disgusting, because you will just have these people paying like $5,000 a pop to some impoverished, starving woman in some Filipino slum to take one of her livers from her and put it in some rich bitch who just drank too much and shot her liver with her benzos. Ugh, God. For now, R3 is aiming to make organ sacks. The benefit of using models that are more ethical and are exclusively organ systems would be that testing can be meaningfully more scalable. I don't know if I like the word scalable when it comes to like organ testing and growing. R3's name comes from the philosophy in animal research known as the 3 Rs: replacement, reduction, and refinement. Okay, are they gonna explain what it actually means? Like, what are you refining and reducing? They have a cute mouse for their logo, too. Alternatives for animal testing. Frame. Fund of the replacement of animals. Can they stop coming up with fucking acronyms and actually... Okay, whatever. Fair enough. Honestly, I would still think that this is still less ethical by a long shot than what we're doing now, which is literally torturing animals. I want torturing animals to be just this niche, looked down upon thing that only happens in China. Where they don't even experiment, they just fucking do it for fun, but that's besides the point. Wait, what? Animal rights activists have long pushed to end research on monkeys, and one of the 7 federally funded primate research facilities across the country has signaled it will consider shutting down and transitioning into a sanctuary amid growing pressure. The CDC and Prevention is also winding down monkey research, part of a bigger trend across the government to reduce reliance on animal testing. As a result, Gilman says there aren't enough research monkeys left in the US to allow for necessary research if another pandemic threat emerges. Enter organ sacks. Okay, I have a really fucking crazy idea that maybe, okay, if the CDC is listening, I'll give it to you for free. How about instead of needing monkeys for like pandemic research, can you fucking douchebag assholes stop making pandemics in a lab? You could, how about we reduce, replace, and whatever the fuck, what was it? Refine. Don't replace. Actually, just reduce and replace the pandemic research. Like, why are we making COVID in a lab? Fuck you. That could be an easier way. Oops, we leaked Lyme disease. Oops, we leaked COVID. How about I leak a bullet in your mom's head, you fucking assholes? Unbelievable, these people. Instead of a gag gift for Grow a Willy, we're literally progressing to the real thing. That's true. People are gonna be gifting each other fucking joke organs. Like, hey, can you guys grow a micro penis? I honestly didn't even know that we've reached the era where we can grow specific organs. But like, how would that work? How would you grow just a liver? Or like, how would you grow just the testes? Unless they literally mean they're going to literally just clone a human being, and then while like the baby is still in the womb, they're just going to detach the head. And that's going to like quote unquote count as growing it without a head. Stem cells? Well, I don't know if that's like the simple explanation that you and I would come up with, but can you actually like how? Are you just gonna put the stem cells in a mold? Like a kneecap shaped mold, and then it turns into a kneecap? Or like a whole kneecap system? I don't know. But this will be interesting to follow. The future is actually here. And it's creepy as fuck. It is creepy. Oh no. Fuck it, man. Oh no. I solved the case! Oh my god. Wait. That's why he looks like this. He's full of organs. He's full of hearts and livers and shit, so he can party endlessly. That's why he can take all the world's fucking ketamine and not die. He's like, shit, what was the main bad guy in Demon Slayer? He's like that guy where he's a fucking heart in his arm and his legs and shit. Oh, disgusting. Here, look at him. He's like drinking. He's drinking his whiskey. He doesn't fucking care. He's like, yeah, whatever. I have like 7 other livers in my closet. That explains it. It explains this weird like bulgy, where he's like pudgy and frit shaped, but at the same time there's like weird bulges here and there. Organ maxing. They're already doing it in secret. I guarantee you. He already has access to this technology, I'm sure. Maybe that's why some fat people are fucking... some rich people are fat. Okay, let's see. Some silly news out of India. So HSBC India has been sending people emails. And apparently... this is real because I've seen numerous people post this in variations, like screenshots of their each individual inbox. So it's not everybody sharing the same exact meme image. This guy says, so it says, "Dear customer," I'm not even going to do the accent. I'm not good at it. "We would like to inform you that your internet banking passwords will now become uppercase," and all uppercase sensitive, and the same will be in effect from 6th of April to 2026 onward. When logging in, please enter your existing password using capital letters. For example, if your password is test123, please enter uppercase test, T-E-S-T, uppercase 123. For any further assistance, whatever. So people have been pointing out that HSBC, which is, I'm pretty sure, like one of the world's largest banks, isn't it? This is like a huge banking network. Anyway, let me show you guys. In case you don't know, the way passwords work, the way you can give a website your data, sorry, your password. Let's fucking hash it, bro. All right. The reason you can enter like Jackson sucks dick, and then when it gets leaked, people don't know that was your password, is because on there it gets hashed, okay? That's how they store your password. They hash it into some gibberish using a mathematical function. Then each time you log in, they hash it again and they compare it to the hash they have stored. This is useful. This is useful because if they do have a data breach, or if there's just a malicious employer in the bank, they cannot see your password. They can't log in using your password. They cannot enter the exact hash in the password field and log into your account. They would have to know the original string of numbers and letters. Now, here's the problem. If you so much as change a single letter in this, it changes the entire hash. Where's the fucking button? Okay, it's not very apparent there, but it changes the hash. So if your password is just password123, but then one day you uppercase the P in the password, completely different hash. The bank on their end cannot just decide that every hash in their database should now be uppercase, and from now on when you're logging in, you should be logging in only using uppercase, which means they have been keeping everybody's passwords in plain text. There's two possibilities. The new tyrant dropped. He really does look like one. Anyway, two possibilities. They kept everybody's passwords in plain text in their database. Or number two, as you entered your password during sign up, they do some sort of a to uppercase function on your password before hashing it, which is retarded. Because it immediately like reduces the amount of possibilities that your password could be. Anyway, I thought that was funny. That was a very amusing little like amateur. This is like, you have to understand, this is a coding mistake that Yandere dev would make. This is something that 4chan would make fun of Yandere dev for. But you have an entire country of people running one of the world's largest banks making this whoopsie doopsie. What's the purpose of even doing this? Well, that's a speculation. It has to be to fix a prior fuck up. It has to be, oh shit, we've been uppercasing everybody's passwords before hashing them. Well, I guess we're stuck with that now, so let's just tell them to always type it in uppercase anyway, even in case we forget our own uppercasing. How do you even fuck that up, though? Shitty programmers. Shitty, terrible, fucking no-good programmers who then get fake diplomas from scam diploma mills and come work for Microsoft, and that's how you get Microslop. And that's how you get a start menu that doesn't launch within 5 seconds unless you block the fucking internet in your firewall. So there's a new show. Let me see if there's a trailer for this, actually. I didn't bother to look up any actual clips from this. What is it called? Jiraiya? Like Jiraiya? Holster Specials, Jiraiya trailer. Okay. So here's a new show. It's an Indian show. And our brother-in-law... Oh no, wait. Does this have auto-translate? Damn it. Oh, that would have been so cool. Oh, that's a shame. Why would they not put auto-translations on trailers? Let me see if this one maybe has it. There needs to be a filter for auto-translate at once. No. Ugh, that is so depressing. I wonder if that's something that you have to enable when you're uploading it. Alright, whatever. We're watching it in Indian, I guess.
हमारी फैमिली प्यार और आदर से जुड़ी है और अपने देवर अरुण को भी हमने वही आदर सिखाए हैं
और अगर अरुण ने गलती की तो
हमारा अरुण कभी गलत हो ही नहीं सकता
Kaya, take a shot for little old me. All I have is... Her name is not Pooja. It is. Her name is Pooja. Pooja, come down. Pooja, Pooja. Really? What happened, Pooja? Oh no. I said no. And the other one says, there's no such thing as no here. How can a wife say no? Do you know what a wife's duty is? Do you know what consent is, she says, crying. A wife's no has meaning. I'm the husband, it's my right, he says. Relationships between men and women are very complicated. I'm trying to solve them. I'm testing them. A person can make mistakes. Okay, what is he like? Does he work at R3 too? Is he growing artificial women's vaginas? Women can't understand that. Marital rape, there is no law against this crime. Did he say that in English? Or did I mishear? Am I insane, chat? I feel like he's actually saying the English like term marital rape. Do they not even have a term for it? That's the only explanation, right? It's like India doesn't even have a term for it, so they have to use a foreign term. It's like when we use when we use Japanese terms for something, because we don't even have a term for whatever the hell. In the name of love, we've been symmetrically fooled. Tradition. Now I will settle the score. You can't live in this house and go against it. You'll have to leave. Pick up a stone and hurl it at society's face. Hurl it at Marto, right? Oh no, look at that. He's getting arrested right there. There is an Indian movie. Oh man, I wish I could have noted this before. There is an Indian movie, like a famous Bollywood movie, where the plot basically is that a girl gets raped and then her family is basically like, you need to get over it, like you're getting married. And it's not supposed to be like a sad movie. It's literally just, yeah, it happens. What's your issue? And then they all dance and ride off into the sunset. Like it's supposed to, I'm pretty sure it's like a comedy movie, actually. They're calling it the most Indian show ever. It's actually the most anti-Indian show. Like, actually, genuinely kudos to whoever is producing this. Because here's the... I need to move my camera a little. Wait, was that the wrong way? Yes, that was the wrong way. No, goddammit. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay, that makes sense. I'm retarded. English is co-official with Hindi in India. That'll explain some of the tweets I'm about to show you. Rainbow says, I'm not gonna lie, I just thought of this because it's the whole don't have a term for it, but didn't have a massive controversy. Happy with that one show called The Money Heist, and because it's Hispanic, when you type La Casa del Papel in Google Translate, it becomes The Money Heist or whatever. Okay, Rainbow, you need punctuation, my brother, because I have no idea what you're yapping about here. They're called... Anyway, oh. What would the most Turkish show be about, other than it being filmed in Berlin? The most Turkish show would have to be Kurtlar Vadisi. Literally, Valley of the Wolves, which is this long-running... This is like a soap opera that's been going on literally for... over 2 decades or something. I grew up with this show. Like, if you grew up in Turkish high school, everybody wanted to be this guy, Polat. And the whole plot is that basically there's a conspiracy against the Turkish government, and then there's the main characters who are trying to solve the conspiracy. It's just conspiracy slop. It's like if Alex Jones was a secret operative, and this is basically that show. Anyway, so back to Chayat or Chayrat. What? Oh, fuck, did I close it? Where did I close it? Because you got me sidetracked, you freaking assholes. So here is India's reaction to this show. Here's why I'm calling it the most anti-Indian show of anything. Can we get the I said no? Do you know what consent is? So here's how they're reacting. Sex with multiple people, partners okay before marriage. And I don't even know if this is from the show. I would imagine not, because the color grading is completely different. This literally just looks like a meme they pulled. Or actually, it literally just looks like from porn. And they're like, sex with multiple partners is okay before marriage. And then the bottom panel is actually from the show, I think. I'm really bad with faces. I'm pretty sure that's her. As she's getting raped in the butt by her husband, and it says, but sex with husband is rape. And it says feminist logic. Another one says, another one geeplified her rape. And it says, if husband does me, then rape. If boyfriend does me, then... So the implication is here is that, you know, women just sleep around all day. They're all fucking whores. They just sleep around. But ooh, when the husband wants to have sex with her, all of a sudden it's rape and all of a sudden consent matters. Ooh, all of these whores, they suddenly care about consent. Office me to what? Oh, I will sleep with 2 guys from office, but I won't sleep with my husband. There was no rape. Husband watching forceful sex... Oh, sorry. Husband having forceful sex is just him taking his sexual right. It's not rape when sex is owed. If the wife would have cooperated, then he wouldn't have needed to force her. If this is rape, then husband's touching his wife without asking would be molestation too. And he's very close to getting it, Chad. He's almost there, this guy. I like how he uses this as like a ridiculous example. Now you're gonna tell me that, you know, there should be consent even when you're just touching your wife. Anyway, oh yeah, I mean, they're giving context, but you can read it from the trailer here that you've seen. There is no such thing as marital rape on the entire continent of India, so they genuinely just believe, what is the big deal? Like, that's not a thing. UK, India. It was the same in Canada. Of course, Reddit cannot help themselves. It was the same in Canada in the 80s when this conversation started, and they have to bring up like, there's still countries in the Western world. This used to be the norm too, not too long ago. Marital rape was outlawed in Germany only in 1997. It's like, yeah, and it got outlawed. But no, they still have to do the, oh no, Tsar. Actually, Western country bad. Damn, Chungus is on a 25 streak. It's almost a whole month of back-to-back-to-back streams. It's not rape, it's just rape. I saw one that was downvoted here somewhere. Unless, of course, they immediately removed it. Absolutely no racism, no homophobia. I definitely saw, I keep calling them tweets, a comment here somewhere that said like, oh yeah, well, we better keep importing them into our fucking countries, right? And of course, the moderator removed that one. Absolutely no racism, no homophobia, no hate speech, no discrimination, etc., blah, blah, blah. Do not point out that this is a thing. So here's I actually found the tweet people were responding to. Okay. Feminist logic, so it's the tweet we saw. And Ashish Kumar says, even those multiple partners must have treated her way more brutal than what has been shown in the movie. Wait, is this a show or a movie? Bongakya. Okay, wait, where's Gemini? Yes! Finally, can be useful for once. Is this a trailer for a movie or TV show? This is a trailer for blah. It is a series. Okay, so there's gonna be more, which means it's not gonna be a one-time event, you guys. There's gonna be more meltdowns about this show as it keeps coming out with the unconscionable hot take in India that, you know, rape bad. Whatever happened to Harden? I should have invited him for this. I should have set that up. I bet he would have had like a super interesting take about this. Like, yeah, what's the big deal, Kaya? Ahish Kumar says, even those multiple partners must have treated her way more brutal than what is shown in the movie. So, and then Ravi, the original tweeter, responds to this by saying, exactly. Shadi se pehle, boyfriend ke sath bala hai BDSM kar lengi, but husbands के साथ intimate होने के लिए consent चाहिए इनको शादी करने के तीमो इनको consent yada yada. And as you can tell, there's no auto-translate. Like, Twitter these days actually auto-translates things, or at the very least it has an immediate translate button right here. It's not this grok button, because if you hit the grok button, it just explains the tweet to you like, oh, they're discussing the blah, blah. No auto translation because half of it is English. So I had to explicitly go out of my freaking way to copy paste this and ask what the fuck this means. And the tweet explanation says, exactly. Before marriage, they'll happily do BDSM with their boyfriend, but for getting intimate with the husband, they need consent. When it's time to get married, they don't remember consent. I don't know what remember consent means. But anyway, can you guys not do this like half in the English shit? It's very frustrating when I'm actually trying to like keep it like you didn't know the word but or the word husband in your own language. Like pick one. Either get good in English or your own language, right? Consent doesn't exist in the language. Not much says, been here since 2017. Just want to thank you and the boys for everything you guys have done. You guys have made me laugh my ass off so much at my jobs and helped me the time go by. Also, your Life is Strange streams are perfect. Well, thank you, Not Much, for sticking around and the $20. I appreciate it. Everything you guys have done. You're being way too generous. All we've done is sit here and fucking yap. But, you know, if it makes people's days a little bit easier, then I'm happy. Isn't the new Life is Strange out? Quick tangent. What the fuck was it called? Reunion? It says it's a video game. When's it out? It is out. Oh, look at that. Wait. Yes, it is out. Oh, well, might check that out later, I guess. Here's another one. Another stellar... Oh no, this is unrelated. Wait. Hold on. Okay. This guy says... To Upney wife Kesath sex rapist mentality hot high. I think I can translate this one myself. I think it says to a I don't know, slut wife or to a mindless wife, sex rapist mentality is if anything hot. They like getting fucked by their boyfriends after all. I'm starting to get the feeling that like, do Indian men just have a thing for against boyfriends? Is that like, is boyfriend the Indian word for Chad? Like if you go to the incel forums today, right? Every other headline, every other forum title is like, oh no, chat got disconnected. Successfully connected. Is my stream okay? I think I've said the word rape, which is today's R word, no less than 50 times already, so I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube pulls it down. But it looks like it's still going. Reading Indian atheist forums is the most hilarious thing. I never even thought about that. You're right, though. You know what we need to do one day, chat? This is a good idea. First of all, you guys need to tag me in ideas like this because that's actually clever. We need to just sit down and read like Indian forums, but translate it. Like just go on some Pakistani incel forum and just hit the translate button on the browser. That would genuinely be hysterical. Where was I? Oh, this guy. Okay, so this guy says, whatever, if anything, women find getting raped by their husband hot. And this person found one of this guy's tweets saying, yesterday I had sex with my wife. At first she refused, but I didn't take no for an answer and even pressured her a little. She continued to object, and after the act, she was upset. But now she's making dinner for me. You know, I think Bill Burr has a bit on this where like, no means no. Like, no. When a woman tells you no, that means no. But when your wife is like, no, stop it. No, stop. That's not a no. But here's how you can tell the difference. She should not still be upset with you afterwards. And like her still making you dinner afterwards is not a good sign considering, you know, you just shown her that you might hurt her and rape her if she doesn't do what you want. All you've done is like scare her. He tweeted that? Bro, have you not seen all the other shit they have been tweeting from their like real names? Where's that one? Whatever. Where did it go? People write things like this on the internet and think they will escape swiftly. Well, I have bad news for you, brother. Actually, he will. People are tagging Raj police, but no points. In fact, the law is a joke. You can't marry an underage girl, but unnatural sex without consent isn't rape. If wife is 15 and above, and if she dies, that's not murder. Hell for women. Oh no. That is like Foyt hell. That's where women go. Oh, that's how we should... Boys. Okay, girls, stop listening for a moment. Next time your girlfriend is acting up, you need to tell her that, like, if when she dies, she's gonna go to India. And then, what was this other one? This Netra Sharma says, the men defending the scene and Chiraija are clueless about a woman body. Forced sex without arousal, consent, and lubrication can lead to vaginal tearing, severe inflammation, excruciating pain, and tissue damage in her private parts. Marriage isn't a license to mutilate. Oh, my watch isn't winded. It's beyond my understanding how many even like this. I mean, without intimacy, romance, love, connection, or all of them, how do these people even experience pleasure in the act? If this is what makes you feel good, buy a sex doll or just put your dick in a hole in the wall. Oh no, chat. I have some bad news for you. Grok, come here. Grok, please explain the African phenomenon of dry sex. Dry sex refers to a traditional sexual practice primarily documented in sub-Saharan Africa, where women deliberately reduce or eliminate natural vaginal lubrication before intercourse. The goal is to create a drier, tighter feeling. Drier, tighter feeling vagina that increases friction, which many men in these communities perceive as more pleasurable, quote unquote, hotter or indicative of a woman's fidelity. And in case you don't know, in case I have to truth nuke all of you chat right now, this is when Western NGOs and whatnot tell you that the rampant HIV in Africa is because of no education, or because we don't airdrop enough condoms, or because, you know, US aid or Elon Musk is a monster for cutting off HIV meds to Africa because all of them need it because it's rampant. One of the reasons it's rampant is because they literally have bloody dry vaginal sex with the women, which ludicrously increases the odds of transmission noticeably. The vagina bleeds. Your dick might bleed. Not naturally. If you put fucking gravel up there and rocks, and yeah, increases transmission. The practice stems from long-standing cultural norms and myths. Anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked with the dry sex too much, but some men explicitly prefer it. And some of the women simply do it. And when they're not women, they still do it to the women even without their consent. One time I watched a horrific documentary on YouTube years and years and years ago that was about this woman and her child, like this, I don't know, 12-year-old girl who had to get bi-weekly HIV testing. A 12-year-old. And the reason is that on her way to school, men would periodically just drag her aside and rape her. Because rape is also just like oodles of rape in that country. But yeah, men are into it, unfortunately. Alright. Let me read chat. What the fuck did I just walk into? You might want to rewind. Kaya, look up the origin of mumbo jumbo. What is the origin of the phrase mumbo jumbo? No yapping. It originates from the word mama jumbo or similar variants, referring to masked male dancer or ritual figure in West African religious ceremonies. Oh, European travelers starting with Francis Moore and later Mungo Park described it as an idol or bugbear used by men to settle domestic disputes over by frightening or punishing women into submission. Oh, so it's like a little figure, like a literal idol. Like a little idol you carve out of wood, and I guess men would say mumbo jumbo, mama jumbo. Baba Yaga will fucking curse you, dear, if you don't do exactly as I say. And then she gets backhanded by the mumbo jumbo. Gonna tell my wife that. That's some mumbo jumbo right now. Watch yourself. Okay, so here's a tweet. So after all of that, keep all of that in mind. Okay. Here's where we're gonna start actually getting my YouTube bans. Male refugees from Afghanistan. So this is an actual study they did for whatever fucking reason back in... Load it. Oh, it did load. Is there no date on this? Bruh, I hate it when websites get this fucking janky. When all you freaking do is change the colors a little. Okay, 2025. So they're citing 2025 shit. So this is pretty recent then. It's not like a decade old. Male refugees from Afghanistan and Syria and Germany show a keen interest in forming relationships with local women, but the local women show little interest in forming relationships with them. They needed a study for this. Germany in particular received over 1.4 million refugees between 2014 and 2016, predominantly from Muslim-majority countries such as Syria and Afghanistan. The majority of these arrivals consisted of young single men within prime marriageable age brackets. You guys remember when everybody was pointing out like, hey, all of the guys coming off these fucking boats seem to be fighting age men? Like, why is it almost exclusively like 15 to 25-year-old males on these boats? Where are all the drowning children that we were shown? Where's all the women? Where's all the women? You guys remember that clip from the last stream where the British TV show where the guy is like aiming a sniper rifle, which is, you know, you can just get that at German Bass Pro, I guess. And he was aiming it in the little dinghy crossing the river, crossing the canal. And it was just like a bunch of women and children. What happens? Apparently not so true, is it? Apparently, after all, it was this euphemism, young single men with prime marriageable age brackets. And they want to have sex with German women resident of the same age. Overall, our results indicate a high level of openness among male refugees towards partnering with female members of the resident population, but a comparatively low level of openness among the latter towards partnering with recently arrived male refugees. This implies a substantial incongruous in partnerships. Oh no. And he keeps yapping about this. And then where's this chick that I follow? She says, Pagliacci. I like this lady's account. I think she's a journalist for Redux. Rapey brown men from backwards countries who spend all day watching porn with white women in it really want to fuck white women, but the white women don't seem to want to fuck them back. Cutting edge shit there, Rolf. Out of curiosity, how many times did you strangle your hog while thinking about how you could fix this problem? Quote unquote. It is genuinely bizarre to take issue with this. Not just take issue about like, this is a problem. We need to study this. This is, of course. Truly, do we find the solution to cancer? Do we grow organs and body sacks? Whatever the fuck that means. Do we make, I don't know, like third world countries aware of the term marital rape? No, I think the issue that needs fixing here is fucking German women, apparently. The issue at hand here that we are studying. This was worth studying to at DGen Rolf, which at least his screen name is like appropriate. But yeah, incredible that women, get this, they're gonna call you a racist for this, but get this is mind-blowing. Truly shocking, I guess. Women in developed civilized nations do not want to have sex with men who come from places where marital rape is not even a thing, and where they like almost exclusively reproduce via rape. And where, like, by the way, the term woman includes children. Like 9, 10, 12-year-olds. Mind-blowing. Now, let's take a look at why women might have an issue with immigrants. As you might recall, over the New Year's of 2015 to 2016, I've talked about this before, but Germany had a little mass rape issue. You don't hear about this very much because Germans are a little touchy about this. They're a little shy. They don't like talking about There was a large number of sexual assaults occurred, which is a euphemism for 1,200 women were reported to have been sexually assaulted in Cologne by large groups of men who were identified by officials as men of North African and Arab origin. Why don't German want to fuck us? Gosh, it is a mystery. It is a mystery. Can get the smartest Harvard eggheads on this, please? We need some incredibly smart pencil necks to study this, like to run the numbers. I think NASA is going to space again. Like, what do they think they're doing? Stop that right now. Study this. This is a mystery. You might remember this video from this past this past New Year's, actually. This young streamer girl who went out during the celebrations, and there was not a single other woman out. And of course, they throw things at her.
Au, fuck, au. Ah, ich habe irgendwas abbekommen. Ich habe irgendwas gegen den Kopf bekommen. Au. Ich glaube, wenn ich so 2 Meter Türsteher, Schrank wäre, hätten die das nicht gemacht. Ah, schon wieder, Alter. Wichser! Mit Handschuhe auf. Besser ist.
Pikachu face. Why is she not? Why is she not wanting to sleep with these guys? And then just from this past 2 weeks ago. Can I translate this for you guys? Basically what happens here. Wait, I can't translate. Am I stupid? Germany has something called Jugendzentrum, a youth center. It's like a YMCA. It's a place for young people to hang out in. And they raped a young girl. How old was she? Three days later, it breaks out of an extreme incident in January sparked investigations. A Turkish Kurdish student is carried by 9 boys of Arab descent into a back room, thrown onto a couch. They turns squatting on them, hands fingering everywhere. A boy stands in the doorway. Schmira means he's an Outlook. Only when an employee comes do they let go of her. 3 days later, it breaks out of the girl. She was already raped in November. In the evening, in the garden of the youth centers, she crouched in a corner for hours afterwards. Before everything was completed, she later had to climb over the fence and broke an ankle. Mehdi, 17, his nickname, made a video of the crime. So he filmed himself and his friends raping this little girl. And he says, threatens her, saying, "I want to see here every Monday. Otherwise, I'll send this to your parents." Word gets about the video. Guys from the clique are following her. They demanded to meet her little sister, 14, as well. Why don't they want to have sex with us? It is a mystery. Anyway, they tried to cover this up. They tried to cover this up because internally it is said that they wanted to keep the ball low. Otherwise, they would immediately say about the young people again, typical Muslims. Imagine. That would be horrible. You wouldn't want this to represent typical Muslims. That would be fucking embarrassing. Anyway, I don't care he's 17. Drag him out and shoot him in the fucking head. The I want to see your little sister too, otherwise I will show everybody I raped you, is just so fucking disgusting. So fucking disgusting, these people. God, I don't know how much time I have. Let me see. I don't know if I need to fast forward. Maru says, I hate it. Let me read the chat first. Countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia, they raise boys to be their placeholder wives. Ew. Kaya, control your people. I'm one of the good ones, buddy, and I wear that label proudly. I don't want to be lumped in with this. And turns out, by the way, that German women are not racist, because if you are actually a decent human being, they don't really mind your origin. It is just when they go out for New Year's celebrations, all the men are leering on them. Right? Let me get some music back. I thought you had happy news. Let me see. Well, I have a whole middle segment that's even more grim. But maybe I can fast forward. Maybe if you guys are not liking this. If you guys are not digging this too hard. Plus, I need to cut down on time, I think, today. First of all, let me close all my tabs here. No, we want doom and gloom, Kaya. Make it more grim? No. Kind of weird. That is kind of weird. Okay. Let's make it a little upbeat again. Oh, okay. So the UK, for whatever reason, suddenly announced, all of a fucking sudden, the Home Office official account tweets out, police time will no longer be wasted investigating legal social media posts, freeing up officers to patrol the streets and tackle real crime. By scrapping non-crime hate incidents, we are balancing the protection of vulnerable communities while respecting free speech. Over recent years, guidance has failed to keep pace with the digital age and has led to officers being called out to people's homes over insults and routine arguments. New measures announced today will introduce a new system that will prevent police from recording lawful free speech. Forces will continue to ensure that reports from the public, which may lead to genuine harm, get the right response. So, I remember... This is near and dear to my heart. This one specific news. This happens literally thousands of times throughout the month. In the UK day, what am I saying? There used to be a guy called Harry Miller. I mean, probably is a guy called Harry Miller. So according to his words, PC Gold described it as a limerick. It wasn't, but that is besides the point. So what happened is he liked a tweet that was transphobic on Twitter. And this was back in 2019, because I remember back in 2019, you would still get shit from these fucking shit-eating retarded twerps on Reddit with the smuggest attitude telling... I talked about this on the show, I think, and they gave me the smuggest, snidest, like, douchebag attitude, like, that doesn't happen, Kaya. No one here calls the cops on tweets. That's not a thing that happens in Europe, Kaya. Fucking cocksucking losers. And now everybody knows it is a thing that happens. Not only happens, but it's like routine. Not only routine, but it's like the default response by the fucking shit-eating pig cops in the UK. Is if you say something that some retarded minion group doesn't like, you immediately get the cops knocking at your door. Whatever, where is that? PC Gull rang my... Rourke spoke to my MD, then spent 32 minutes lecturing me on hurt feelings and in vitro body parts accidentally growing from a lady brain as I sat there shopping at Tesco. Sarcasm, satire, and talk of synthetic breasts was sufficient to prompt the most urgent of police intervention. That PC Gold didn't appear in Tesco Park with his blues and twos blaring, I suppose it is a small mercy. The cops call him. The police, the Bobby, they called him on his fucking phone. And he asked them, were any of my tweets criminal? And they said no. Then why are you ringing me? And the guy told him, I need to check your thinking. I need to check your thinking. This was a real thing. I pointed out that 1984 is a dystopian novel and not a how-to manual, but the reference is lost on PC Goal. I don't know what the fuck PC Goal is. This is like a police department and bullshit, dog shit. PC Mansour Gul. Oh. Police Commissioner. Mansour Gul. Okay. So this is a person? I don't get it. Anyway, the police rang this guy up, and I still remember this man's case. I still remember Harry Miller by name. Because every single time the police show up at some Twitterer's door, which they now routinely do, and people film it. Every single time they show up to arrest somebody or warn them, I remember this guy, and I remember the smug dog shit fucking response I got. And I don't feel fucking bad at you. For you. Fuck your country. Fuck your dog shit country where you have no free speech. And the thing it speaks here about recording, by the way. What the fuck is it? The new system will prevent police from recording lawful free speech. What they used to do is they found a workaround to speech laws where it wouldn't be a crime, technically, it wouldn't be a crime to say that actually Chris Chan is a man. They made that not a crime. So if you called a Troon on fucking Twitter or Facebook a dude, technically you didn't break a crime, but they still would record it, quote unquote. They will record it as a hate incident. And if you ask them, well, is a hate incident a crime? No. But it's going to be recorded on my permanent record? Yes. And it's going to make it harder for me to ever get a job? Yes. Okay, so it's a fucking crime. And if I get too many hate incidents, you will put me away? Yes. Okay, crime. Here's fuckface Keir Starmer. I need to dial down the clown music for this.
This is dealing with non-consensual, intimate.
This is appropriate music for Keir Starmer.
That are posted on platforms online, of which there are very many, causes a huge amount of pain. And so we're introducing two measures. One is that they must be taken down within 48 hours. That's similar to some of the provisions we have for terrorist-related material, so we know it can be brought down at speed. So we're putting that in place. And the second is what you might call one and done. Once it's been identified once, it's got to come down on all platforms for the future, so that someone...
By the way, just a reminder that Keir Starmer has a lower approval rating than any recorded dictator in history. Like outside of their own country, obviously a dictator is going to have a very high rating in his own country, like Kim Jong-un with 100%, but he had a lower approval rating than like Gaddafi did in the West.
Someone who's a victim of this, and there are very many, doesn't have to do a sort of whack-a-mole.
Because he's a fucking clown. And he says, ooh, oi, we're going to take down all the non-consensual pornography on the internet because, you know, immigrants keep raping women. And here's the reality of it, by the way. 8 in 10 convicted in UK over child abuse images avoid prison, NCA says. Now you might be thinking, how is it they want to take down child pornography so fucking bad and they're really clamping down on it to the point of like threatening platforms and this and that? How are they going to do it? And why are they really caring about it if like most of them walk anyway? The reason is because they don't want evidence on the internet. That's the reason, because of the Pakistani grooming gangs who film themselves raping little girls. They don't want that on the internet. They want to take it down, but they don't actually want to put those men in prison because that would be racist. So they kind of sort of, this is their fucking like newspeak for basically getting rid of the evidence, burying it under. In fact, in case you don't know, here's a fun fact. Here's how much they care about rape. Oh, wait, I had a whole... Hold on. How much time do I have? Okay, I'm gonna have to speedrun this. Here's another Home Office tweet. Real quick. The grooming gangs scandal is one of the darkest moments in our country's history, where the most vulnerable were abused and exploited by evil child rapists. This independent national inquiry will now begin. It's work to uncover how these crimes were allowed to happen or root out failure whenever it has occurred. March 21st. They covered this up for 20-ish years. This is a real screenshot from Wikipedia. Grooming gang moral panic in the United Kingdom. The Muslim grooming gang panic is a moral panic about groups referred to by the conflated terms Asian, Pakistani, and Muslim men who sexually abuse young girls in the United Kingdom. Right-wing and far-right activists, as more as the more mainstream individuals, helped popularize the terminology in the 2010s. The moral panic. Let's look that up now. Grooming gang moral panic. Wikipedia. Grooming gang scandal. Oh, I wonder why they had to change that fucking title from moral panic to scandal. All of that is true. You got a source? Or is that just more psychobabble? Do you have a source besides your retard YouTubers and Reddits where you get your fucking source? This is the Home Office. The official Home Office. What source do you want from me? Okay, I'm sorry, the government itself is now admitting it. No, must be a conspiracy theory. The government is saying we're finally stopping to hide this. Scores of teenage girls being raped and forced into work by ruthless London grooming gangs. British girls raped by Muslim gangs on industrial scale. Grooming gang inquiry must examine if sex crimes were racially aggravated, say survivors. Court archive revealing extent of grooming gang scandals to be deleted. Girl raped by 100 men before she was 100. Rotherham child abuse trial hears. That enough, source? Faggot? That enough? Fucking idiot. I swear to God, you guys live on Reddit and then you have your head in the sand so fucking bad that the literal governments why would this be in their interest to admit, you retard? The Home Office themselves says, yeah, we fucked this up. Now we're going to look into why literally thousands of Muslim men raped thousands of white British girls. We're going to look into it. And you are still like, typical Kaya right-wing rant. Here he goes again with his conspiracy theory. Fucking idiot. Idiot. Damn, chill, man. Eat my asshole. Let me shit on a plate and eat it. Sorry, I just got upset at this shit where people like they don't read any primary sources. Like, I don't know what primary source to give you besides the government itself is running a inquiry into this. And the inquiry, by the way, it's not like a 50-50 could come out either way. They are literally saying it is one of the darkest moments in our country's history. And they are right, by the way. This is mathematically. All of the fucking YouTubers that you listen to, all of the fucking loser YouTubers who make 10-minute videos about the Epstein files so they can hit the fucking ad babble, the minute mark for their AdSense. All of those guys, they love talking about the Epstein files. You will not hear any of them talk about this shit, even though it is objectively mathematically much worse than the Epstein files. Way more victims, way more evidence, to the point the government has to now actually be like, okay, fine, fuck, you got us. Ban. I'm not banning him. I know you probably don't mean anything by it. I get heated, man. It is just so upsetting that in 2026 I still get treated like some fucking no, here he goes again. Kaya has no media literacy. This is like Charlie quit the show. You need to read more, and by that they mean you fucking watch YouTube, fucking watch Hassan and watch TikToks and read Reddit. Anyway, by the way, that last one is the most morbid one to me. Court archive revealing extent of grooming gang scandal to be deleted. Getting rid of evidence. And they had to reverse this, by the way. Look. I don't sit down and type down notes for nothing, Etale. UK government legal... This is from the actual like third party that was in charge of keeping track of all of the rape evidence. UK government legal debt has written to us on behalf of HMNT's whatever, MOJ, asking us to pause deletion of our archive and engage in dialogue about a new license. Only the UK would have a license to bring pedophiles to justice. Right? Oi, mate. You got your pedophile catching license, mate? Oi, mate, what you say? You have evidence then? What, text messages between the victim and the perpetrator? Oi. Hand them over, yeah? Look at them. No, we're not going to look at them. We're going to fucking delete them because this is the UK, a dog shit joke country. It's unbelievable. And here's more. Labour U-turn as court archive now told to stop deleting viral data used to track grooming gangs. I think this used to have a video I was hoping on planning, but I guess not. I'm sorry I yelled at you. Chatter. But man, come on. Like, it is beyond denying anymore. When even Wikipedia... When even the dorks running Wikipedia have to be like, damn it, we have to admit it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, you might. Get your license, mate. Did I even finish reading this one? We are grateful for the opportunity to resolve it and have replied to confirm retention more soon. Hashtag open justice. And by the way, this was in February of this year, February 18th. And shortly after this is when the Home Office, like the government, finally turned, because this was getting so much shit. Even in the UK, people were like, you have to do something now. You have to do something about the grooming gangs. Again, the Pakistani, specifically Pakistani grooming gangs, because the victims themselves are saying this was targeted against us. Back, just to circle back to my original point. Yeah, what are German girls thinking, not wanting to date these people and not feeling safe in their own countries? How dare they? How dare they? But, you know, hey, Keir Starmer will get rid of non-consensual pornography. I'm sure he will. He sure tried, but they had to reverse it, unfortunately, for now. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of non-consensual pornography, I need a browser plugin to like automatically close tabs if it's been. But no, then I would yell at that because, you know, I'd be moving on and then trying to find something else again. You showed your sources right after. That's all I was asking for. I'm sorry. I guess you triggered something primal against me, I think, because we're talking about the UK, and this is specifically one of the things that I have gotten so much shit for on the internet over the years, for saying, hey, this is fucked up. Like, not even like, not justice, but the, hey, sending cops to people's homes to give them shit and hassle them and harass them for Facebook posts. And also they have this whole like grooming scandal. And yeah, when you talk about that back in like 2019, you were treated as, oh, the moral panic. God, how cringe. I guess it really is like the Epstein files, right? Back in 2019-ish, if you talked about the Epstein files, people just wrote you off as like Alex Jones, and now everybody is like, yeah, this is real. It is real, and it is fucking fucked up. Finally. So if people finally believe me, but again, you really have to shove it down their fucking throats and show them like the Home Office itself admitting to it and promising to finally bring those men to justice. Which I highly doubt they will, by the way. I don't even... Unfortunately, the black pill here is... I hope maybe, Chad, you're happier than me about this. But my black pill is I don't trust them. I don't trust them enough. I was specifically talking about the claim that they're covering the evidence for gangs, not the evidence of the gangs themselves. Bro, I didn't like specifically... Because I did... Where's my thing again? Like, I can't have more notes than this, right? So there's a limit to how much I can gather in a day. But I promise you, there are literally articles, and during the inquiries and the testimonies, these girls have said that they went to the cops, and the cops that not only didn't they do nothing, but they actually joined in some cases, in the rapes, because the cops, some of them were Pakistani too. Or as in the UK, they called them Asian, which is fucking retarded. That's not what the word Asian means. But they said, yeah, literally, like, we would go complain, and the cops, in some cases, they would in fact arrest the girls sometimes. Because I think there was one case that I read of, where the girl was drugged, and she was drunk. And the cops arrested her for underage drinking. And they were like, haha, sorry for disturbing you, sirs. Because the government now openly admit this was specifically a miscarriage of justice, because cops, the good ones, felt too awkward about arresting people because they thought it would be racist. That is what this inquiry is going to be about. Like, this isn't some, I wonder what happens here. No, it is specifically about the racism about it. It is so fucked up. Pakistan is in South Asia, but yeah, it's a vague term. Well, look, to me as somebody who grew up with basically American English, it is weird. And it sounds weaselly. It sounds weaselly when government officials and like politicians in the news use the term Asians. The Asian grooming gangs. Really? Really? The Asian grooming gangs, huh? Was it the Japanese? Was it the Chinese? Who was it? Was it the Korean? Oh no, don't tell me the Koreans did it. I really like the Koreans. Oh. Wait, it was Muslims. Well, Muslims means like... That's not Asian. Why are you slandering Asians? They do it to muddy the waters. They do it because everybody expects one group to do it, and everybody is like confused when you hear the word Asian. And you go, huh? Asians don't really like the Japanese. Don't Japanese gangs in the UK? What? They do it specifically to confuse you. Let me check the time. Okay, I think I have teeny tiny bit. So on the topic of censorship and porn, actually, hold on. I do need to go in order. So Keir Starmer says we're going to delete rape porn on the internet, which is obviously just a self-serving instance of, there's videos of a 13-year-old drunk getting molested on the internet. Platforms need to take that down. This report came out this week, I believe. Check this out. Check out this nonsense.
Last year, we began investigating a...
Oh, my bad. I'm still showing you guys my notes, aren't I? Oh, no. The man behind the curtain waits. Did I give you a spoiler alert? Fuck. I hate it when I accidentally spoil it. Damn it. I hate when I don't switch back and I have like oodles of things I want to like make a joke. Like I specifically have a punchline I want to deliver and then I'm still showing my notes and I'm like with my pants down and I'm just, all you guys can see is me and my tidy whities, me going, hey guys, look at this. Look at this, you guys. Anyway. Mizu says, yeah, I don't care how technically correct it is. No one calls Indians and Pakis as Asian. Thank you. It's just not specific enough, because if it was specific enough and putting the spotlight on Middle Eastern Asians, then the UK governments would be afraid of being called out as racists. I think that's what you mean, right? Oh yeah, obviously. And they don't want the population to know. Again, you just read the news about this and you go, oh, the Asians? Okay. Peep what I sent in the Discord. What is this? Anti-theist cheesecake? Oh, this is the Indian Atheist subreddit. Okay, thank you. Hold on, but I don't want to get sidetracked. Can you DM me that so I don't forget? All right, check this out.
Last year, we began investigating a porn site that gets over 60 million visits a month, focusing on the thousands of videos featuring women who appear unconscious during sex acts. Most of its users are based in the US. It's home to so-called sleep content, with hundreds of thousands of views. One popular hashtag is iCheck, a way of proving a woman is asleep. We created a fake name and soon got into a private Telegram group dedicated to sharing sleep content with almost 1,000 members. One day, a man in the group we're calling Piotr, not his real name, DM'd me. Piotr admitted to me that he had been crushing pills.
Okay, well, all right. I really thought they were going to read those out loud. My bad. Piotr says, I'm bored at work. And then he sends a photo of his wife asleep. He goes, yes, I still have a few photos, but it's hard for me to put her to sleep. How did you do it? How do you do it? By the way, most of the users are in the US, but they picked Piotr as a name. Is that a common name in the US? How did you do it? And then he mentions a drug, I guess? A little alcohol and a benzo tablet.
It's made me even more determined to try and meet him, to get him in person.
We worked out that Piotr lived in Poland, and he let slip that he was planning to attend a party with his wife.
Yeah, I'm not used to them. Like, you might as well read these parts. On February so-and-so, we're going to a so-and-so party. Why would they censor a date? Who gives a shit? If I managed to get a few tablets by then, that would be interesting. So he's planning on roofing his own daughter. What? God knows. Maybe even his own daughter. But his wife?
That's him. I recognize him.
I know. And the name Peter is actually... Does Peter not mean rock? I'm pretty sure Peter means like the rock or something. Because technically, I'm Peter. I'm Piotr. Oh no!
Wife without potentially putting her in danger. So we reached out to police about our findings. We asked both Motherless and Telegram for comment, but did not receive a response. In the end, it all comes back to Giselle Pellico. With astonishing dignity, she has taken hold of her own harrowing experience.
Gentlemen, think of your mother. Think of your sister. Think of your daughter when you do this. Is there ever a moment when you tell yourself, what I'm doing is truly a criminal act? And be careful, because one day, maybe, you'll be caught. And one day the women you're doing this to will wake up and report you.
Saskia Van Doorn, CNN, Paris.
Like the character from Utopia, that show. The British Utopia show is better. I've never seen it. Kaya the sleep content with Jackson. Oh, geez. So I saw this. Okay, depressing. Yeah, and Motherless. I don't know why they don't even say the name of the website, but then again, they don't even read the freaking messages that guy was sending. Motherless is like one of the worst offenders about content that is of dubious origin. As you guys remember, Pornhub kind of sort of used to be like that too, but that all of the pressure campaigns started and they had to delete like literally 80% of their uploads. I don't think Motherless ever had such a purge. I don't really know how they get away with it. People are obviously mad about this, except not necessarily always in the right way. So Ayla, in case you don't know this chick, she's a really super stinky, she's the girl that like, here's how many months I've not showered, or sorry, I've showered like 7 times in the past year, but I've had sex 500 times. She's that chick with the super stinky vagina, allegedly. She says, don't take Motherless. Y'all fuckers took away consensual kinks on other website. If you come for this too, you're just gonna make a thriving dark web where there's even less to monitor. So here's my issue with this. Has caused, in case you haven't noticed, age verification has now basically become a conspiracy among every single country. Like every country is following each other. Australia introduces it, then all of a sudden New Zealand does, then all of a sudden Canada does, then all of a sudden a bunch of US states introduce not just like age verification on porn sites, but OS or verifications, which we're going to get to here in a second. I have to keep checking my watch though. It happens all colluded. And sometimes these assholes will these gooners and coomers and groomers, I'm so sick of you people. I'm so sick of these people like this woman who genuinely think they're making some sort of a valid point when they say, say we told you so. You should have just let us have our porn. Now, they're doing it. They just say they're doing it for the children, but they're just using children as an excuse. I told you so. Which is like an insane fucking thing to say because it's actually the opposite. All these people had to do was respond to very, very valid criticism of the porn industry and recognize it as the singular exception to the entire adult industry, okay? You have to show ID when you go into an adult movie. You have to show ID when you buy alcohol. You have to show ID when you gamble. You have to show ID when you buy stocks. You have to show ID when you open a bank account. You have to show ID when you buy Bitcoin. Do I need to go on? Every single industry that is... You have to show ID when you drive. Every single industry is age-gated. That has to be age-gated. Except porn, for whatever reason. It was the one, exception that, for whatever reason, they were accepted to it. And that creepy shit, we know for a fact, I cannot play the whole 7-minute video now. I was gonna skim it, but it's just too long. There are videos, there are real undercover recordings of people that are doxxed, by the way. So these aren't like actors. They're actual employees at MindGeek, Pornhub's parent company and whatnot, caught on hidden camera admitting that they like children watching their porn sites. One leftist employee discusses how important it is for kids as young as 12 to access their content. He says that fetish, trans genres can be slipped in to groom others into developing an attraction. That's not a straw man, by the way. That is literally somewhere in this video. He says that, openly says that he's happy that, yeah, I'm glad kids can access this. And he's not the only one. There's a bunch of these videos. There's a Pornhub employee confesses they target ads to pedophiles and underage teens. Males that look 15 do best. It looks like this little kid is having sex and makes a lot of money. So what they do apparently is they take super twinky looking models who are technically legal. They take 18.0-year-old boy and airbrush him after taking the photo to look genuinely just like a child, and that's what they use on the advertising on the side of their videos, which draws children to them. Again, before you ask me for sources, I'm kind of out of time, but I encourage, look up these videos. They're on Twitter. Lila Mickelwaite and Andy No. You can watch these videos on your own for yourself. They are genuinely creepy because these guys get catfished by some undercover reporter, and just over dinner, they just make casual conversation like, yeah, like, I'm actually kind of like happy.
Nothing, you have no idea. And maybe you're more like pliable.
LGBTQ, that's like what you work on.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you think like your work might be helping LGBTQ kids like find themselves?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if everyone, like, you know.
Everyone, you know, shouldn't be heterosexual, of course, for whatever reason. Weird hang up. Do you think like your work might be helping LGBTQ kids find themselves? Like, yada yada. Again. So I think this is an insane reaction. Like this Aya chick's reaction to finding out that there's probably throves of countless women out there getting like secretly raped by their husbands. It is an insane reaction to scream, "Don't take motherless." No, you are the reason that we now all have to deal with age verification on every platform, and I have to scan my fucking face if I just want to run a Discord server for like my bros. You're the reason I have to scan my face if I want to just buy $5 worth of Bitcoin so I can pay like my VPN provider. Christine Ohm's husband. I forgot. There was a whole topic. Okay, maybe next week if it's not too stale by then. But yes, I did see that news. I haven't looked into it. I haven't read anything about it yet, but yes. I love how these are years old with 100,000s of views and nothing happens. Well, something did happen. Something did happen. Like I said, there is now a push globally for not just websites. Important distinction, listen to me, because this is going to keep coming up to everybody listening. You are going to notice this. You don't have to be a schizophrenic. You don't have to be like me in tune with tech. You are going to have to deal with Microsoft on an OS level, Mac OS, on an OS level when you first install it. Them asking you to scan your face. This is happening now. There's currently huge drama in the Linux community because there's now a push in California and a couple of other states for operating system manufacturers to have to verify their user ages. That means if you like Ubuntu, for instance, is based in California, the company Canonical. They've already said they will comply. What that will look like, nobody knows yet. But all of the Linux users are angry because, you know, Linux is sort of supposed to be a punk thing. We're kind of like operating outside of the mainstream, like we're a bunch of nerds. Why are you immediately complying with this shit? And people also noticeably, of course, Brazil too, yes, everywhere. Like Brazil, New Zealand, Australia, California, even in America, they're now saying, well, you, on an operating system level, the reason is they don't want you using any app. The Apple App Store is now currently going through this, having to age verify anybody using the App Store. Even if you're just downloading a weather app or like a notes app, you now have to scan your face for it. A bunch of users this past week woke up. iOS, Europe, age verify. They woke up to their iOS updates telling them confirm your age, 18 plus. UK law requires you to confirm you're an adult to change content restrictions. By continuing, your ID or credit card may be used to confirm you're an adult. Now, keep in mind, content restriction does not necessarily mean porn. It could mean any. Okay, what if I just want to watch The Punisher? Or like Mad Max? That is prohibited content. Okay, now I have to give my fucking iPad, my driver's license, and my passport. And like do the fucking scanning my face like a goddamn retard. And there's one group who this past week, they've looked into it. And I cannot read all of this because it is just too complicated to go over. But they actually did some investigative work, which is very surprising because this is investigative work, not just on par, but way surpassing anything that the media has done recently. This is a Panama Papers tier investigation where they've tied multiple anonymous non-governmental organizations and PACs, political action groups and whatnot, together in like a Panama Papers tier investigation. And the weird thing about it is that they want to remain anonymous. I don't know what they fear. And what they found is that it has been Meta, among other tech companies, dumping shit ton of money globally into politicians' pockets to push them into ID verification everywhere. So that is the reason, in case you've been keeping up with the tech news, that is the reason why in every single country, it's like back to back to back. Like, how can it happen that all of these, that like a dozen places across the globe that otherwise don't have anything to do with each other, suddenly unanimously decided, oh, we're going to verify our users now. Sorry. Like, how does that happen? Right? That's like, the laws don't work that way. Usually a law passes and then, a couple of years pass after the law, and the other countries look at the law and think, okay, well, this is working over there, or it's not working over there, so maybe we should do it or not do it. It doesn't usually happen that globally every country run by all of the politicians decide all at once, overnight, that this needs to be done. And like pronto, like they're passing it through Congress, they're passing it through their whatever respective countries' laws like overnight, without anybody voting on it. For journalists, 26 million, Meta's federal lobbying spent in 2025, an all-time record exceeding Lockheed Martin and Boeing. They're spending more money on this is a huge statistic. They're spending more money on forcing age verification down in everybody's throats, more than the war industry is spending money on lobbying politicians. More than Boeing spending money on like bombing people in Iran right now. That's how much money the tech industry is like spending on individual politicians. 56 lobbyists across 45 states deployed for ASAA and related campaigns. 70 million plus in super PAC spending across 4 state-level PACs. Digital Childhood Alliance, Meta funded around 501c4 with no EIN, no incorporation record, and no Form 990. Let's see. $2 billion in Arabella Network grants analyzed with 0 going to child safety. And they give you all the source stuff. For whatever reason, the website itself is now down, and that's why I'm having to use Ghost Archive for it. And here's the fucked up part. People have pointed out that you actually read through all of it. It's not just Meta. These guys, for whatever reason, and I sort of suspect this has to be some opposing interest. I have the sneaking suspicion that the people who did all of this journalism, they have a vested interest in this battle, and that's why they want to be really anonymous. And that's why they are targeting specifically just one company for it, but it isn't just one company. And one of the reasons they're doing this, by the way, now on an OS level, is that it benefits. So there is OS level ID verification, and obviously there is website level ID verification here, as it says, benefiting Meta while imposing costs on Apple and Google. Because if Meta succeeds in getting OS level ID verification passed, then Meta doesn't have to ever worry about verifying users again themselves. Right now, if you try to get a Facebook account, you have to scan your fucking face. I haven't used Facebook in ages, but I've tried to make a sock account to like stalk somebody from my high school one time, and I had to scan my face. Meta doesn't like having to do that. It introduces friction and it makes it look like their fault. It annoys their users. But of course, Meta still wants to sell advertising. And clicks, even though clicks are up over the years, like clicks globally on the internet in the advertising business, they are up. But the number of legitimate human users has not been commensurate. So clicks are going way up. They're skyrocketing, but like a lot of it is bots. An increasing number of them is bots. So all of these websites, it is in all of their interests, like Meta, Apple, whatever. Microsoft, they like the idea of having to passport verify each and every single user, because that means, okay, I'll give more click-through money. But of course, they're all trying to shift that burden onto each other. That was going to be my point about OS level verification versus website level verification. I'm okay with website level verification for porn sites only. That's it. Honestly, that is it. That was my whole entire fucking grudge in this industry. Website verification, because then only individual websites have to do it, and it should be their burden. If you're selling something to adults, if you are in the adult industry, if you're a website where I can order liquor online, or I can order cigarettes online, or I can order porn online, or watch porn online, okay, you should have to verify it. That should not be Microsoft's burden, because it's not really Microsoft's fault, nor its business what I use its operating system or my browser on the operating system for. But this is the dark money. So, and this is not some, schizophrenic moments again. What was your name? Itale. Before you get mad at me. Like, it is out in the open. Like, this is legitimate journalism that I have done, and it is a conspiracy. There's no other term for it. All of these tech companies have conspired to purchase politicians across the globe and pass their fucking laws. This is what old Uncle Ted was worried about, exactly. It is scary, what tech industry is run by the Indian caste system? It will be easy to fight back, lol. Parents need to step up as well. We have an iPad kids generation. Look, that for sure, but that again, it falls into the porn people completely shifting the problem. If they didn't do the whole, so what's the matter? Who cares if Pornhub is showing children porn? It's like, dude, if you had let us implement some bare bones, minimum bar, just some comments, minimal fucking guardrails so there aren't 8-year-olds on these websites, so their employees cannot openly just brag over dinner. Can you imagine doing that at your workplace? At your wherever you work, like in your data analyst cubicle or whatever, if you're stocking the shelves or you're fixing cars. Can you imagine talking about how you as a business, you're just grooming children? Oh yeah, totally. I take pride of it. Yeah, totally. If these people hadn't pushed back so hard and just let some bare bones thing pass through, it would have been, it's like the vaccine, right? It's like the anti-vaccine people. No, look, just let us give you a tiny measles vaccine and then you don't have to get measles. And they just, no, I don't want that. I want to show children porn. Well, okay. You didn't want to accept the anti-child porn age verification vaccine, and now you get global anti-child porn verification, you dumbasses. Now all of us have to show our faces for everything. And Linux always gets us the outside, the underdog operating system. Most Linux distributions immediately fell in line. They're all yeah, sure. Yes, we're FlatHub. They're already pushing commits to the GitHub. For ID verification, systemd and everything. But you know who didn't immediately suck the politicians' cocks? You know who didn't immediately say yes, massa? Gangsta OS, also known as Graphene OS, who instead said, Graphene OS will remain usable by anyone around the world without requiring personal information, identification, or an account. Graphene OS and our services will remain available internationally. If Graphene OS devices can't be sold in a region due to the regulations, so be it. Based. Chat. Giga chat. Oh, I should have saved that. Do I have the glasses in my OBS still? Oh, fuck yeah. There you go. That's what that image should look like. So be it. So whatever. Just fucking copy the Graphene OS thing. The ROM on your... on a USB drive. The commercial distros had to comply, obviously, but many other population. If you have to comply, do the malicious compliance thing, right? Okay, fine. Well, we'll verify our users by giving them a little pop-up that says, are you 18? Click yes. Actually make the yes button the only option, too. Just be a dick about it. Or make it like an expiring timer. It'll give you a pop-up that says, are you an adult? And then you have 5 seconds to click yes, otherwise it just clicks yes for you. This led to genuinely funny situations. I think I saw somebody share an anecdote of a calculator company who was this, our calculator technically has an operating system, but it's a calculator. How the fuck are we supposed to verify anyone and why? Oh man, can I squeeze one last hurrah? No, I cannot. Okay, here's Macron. This was a couple of weeks back, but when was this? Yeah, over a month ago, but whatever.
Because, I mean...
all of these politicians love this shit, obviously, right? Because every device on the internet having a real passport behind it, it doesn't even matter if it's yours. It doesn't even matter if you find some way to circumvent it. If they actually start, not just the lazy Discord thing where it's like, okay, whatever, just scan your face. It doesn't matter if you just use a Gmod model to do it. No, this time we want ID, government ID. And that is more difficult to fake. I promise you that, because you're not just going to be able to show them a photoshopped ID. Like, you can't just show them a Patrick Starr's a driver's license from that one episode. They're going to, in the background, they're going to compare it to government databases, because the government is going to cooperate with them. The government is going to help them and say, no, it's okay, we'll help you. We'll help you as much as you need to make sure that every passport matches a real human being. And you cannot lie to the government. You're not going to be able to. Like, if anybody has actually ever dealt with getting a passport in Europe, they take your fingerprints, they take your iris scan, they take your face biometrics, they take everything. You can't just like make your own passport and then put yourself in the system. I'm sure people, again, will find some sort of a way, but for 99% of people, this means that your Twitter account, your Facebook account, your Apple Store account, your Discord accounts, there's going to now be a real passport behind whoever that person is. Anyway.
Because, I mean, free speech is a pure bullshit if nobody knows how you are guided through this so-called free speech, especially when it's to be guided from one hated speech to another hated speech. I just want to have a transparent road through these different speeches, and I want, by the way, to have a sort of public order. I want to avoid racist speech, hated speech, and so on. This is my point.
So he says free speech is bullshit if it's not guided. I mean, you actually couldn't make it sound more sinister. If you simply said free speech is bullshit, that may have actually been less evil sounding. But no, he has to throw in the fucking Bond villain that's inside all of these inhuman demons in human skin, where he goes, free speech is bullshit unless we guide it. We guide you, Thiel cattle. We will put the phone in your hand and we will guide you. Guide you. And then I noticed there's these bullshit fucking community notes under this. The quote is cut off. President Macron is against a complete free speech that includes racist speech or hate speech. So he says exactly what he says in the video. The video is cut off. Video clip truncated, full quote. From one hate speech to another, I just want transparent road to avoid racist speech, hate speech. Main point may hold, which is like, this is what a quote is, right? You can't just like every single time clip dump like a 10-minute clip of somebody or like an hour-long speech. You sometimes have to take clips of it. Like, this is plenty in context. I don't know what context there would be. And then the context they provide is like the most weasel word. Oh, he doesn't say free speech is bullshit. He just says free speech is bullshit. Europeans do this a lot. It's a sort of like self-soothing mental gymnastics cope. And it's very obnoxious because you'll say something like, dude, you threw this guy in jail for speech, and they'll genuinely look at you and go, no, that's not true. He was ordered to pay a fine, but he refused. So he was thrown in jail for not paying the fine, not because he said a free speech. They're like just circular. They really think that circular shit makes sense. Is this some clarifying? What is this? Oh, then I guess he had to clarify this.
I saw a lot of people just quoting a small part of what I saw, what I said. My point was just to say, I do believe in free speech. But what does it mean? Free speech means I will listen to you, you will listen to...
This is classic dictator claptrap, by the way. The moment you hear, I believe in free speech, but... And then a politician, the head of a state especially, gives you a bunch of like asinine qualifiers. Then you know, oh, this is a despot. Just because you're not in the Middle East and just because you're not wearing like a bunch of medals you gave to yourself doesn't mean you're not a dictator, by the way. Just so we can clarify this, I feel like Hollywood in general has given people the impression that you're not a dictator if we technically call it a democracy, or you're not a dictator unless you're wearing those like scary aviator sunglasses and you have a scary Middle Eastern accent. Doesn't fucking matter. You still are.
And we are in an equal relationship. A lot of people defending free speech do it based on algorithm without any transparency, with a lot of bias and with their own political agenda. It's not free speech.
I'm not discussing the wider mass surveillance, brother. I mean, I guess fair enough, but I mean, I discuss mass surveillance throughout like 90% of my streams and yell about it, so mea culpa, my bad. I didn't in this instance enough, maybe, but yes, of course it is mass surveillance. But I mean, this is what I'm talking about. What do you think French President Emmanuel Macron wants to have your name on the internet for? It's so he can mass surveil on you and throw you in fucking prison. Prison for it. That is mass surveillance. Oh, okay. Let me play this and then I have to bounce. German can't... I'll just let him speak for himself. This is translated.
Aber ich möchte Klarnamen im Internet sehen.
I would like to see real names on the internet. I would like to know who is speaking up.
Ich möchte wissen, wer da sich zu Wort meldet.
Listen to all of fucking Hitler's audience clap.
Das sind doch
These are often enough people who are in the shadow of anonymity,
Anonymität,
so scary,
größtmögliche
but demand the greatest possible transparency from others.
Transparenz von anderen fordern.
Oh, you fucking cocksuck. I don't think even in the US with the First Amendment it would be able to for me to say what this man deserves right now. The scary us, the peasants, in anonymity, speaking up and demanding transparency from others. By others, he means politicians. Yes, you're the leader. We want transparency, you dumb fuck. I don't have to be transparent. I'm some guy on the internet. I'm just playing video games on Discord with my friends. What the fuck do you need transparency from me from? Asshole. Yes, it should be, if anything, it should just be you having to upload your passport. Give me yours, fuckface. Friedrich, where's your passport? Gimme. But no, I genuinely think if for whatever reason I had Friedrich Metz's like passport JPEG on my phone, he would send the German SWAT after me and have my fucking brain blown out and onto my wife. That's what something tells me. He gets to have all of ours. But no, we got no transparency. The fucking arrogant tone he says it in too. The like, oh, how dare they attitude.
Ich möchte, dass wir das auf gleicher Augenhöhe miteinander unternehmen.
Oh, I want us to be on the same level. Why? We're not on the same level. You have all the power in the fucking world. I don't. Look at him. Look at the shadow right now.
Wir stellen uns in der Politik auch mit Klarnamen und offenem Visier eine Auseinandersetzung in unserer Gesellschaft. Dann erwarte ich das auch von allen anderen, die...
Sorry, I wasn't reading. I was trying to calm down. Debate in our society, then I expect the same from all the others.
Anderen, die sich kritisch mit unserem Land...
Who are critical of our country and our society. Yes, we need to... The dark shadow of anonymity. I like that dagger animation. Like me making a YouTube video is the same thing as me literally stabbing somebody. Yeah. Dark shadow. Like I'm a fucking Assassin's Creed character. Assassin's Creed, I'm fucking Ezio. I'm fucking Ezio because I like the limerick on Twitter.
Und unserer Gesellschaft auseinandersetzen.
Unbelievable, these fucking people. I swear to you. Unbelievable. Okay, I gotta run, you guys. Plus I got too angry. He's a public servant. Yeah, it's kind of in the name, isn't it? It's like transparency is your job. No, like you're the only one, in fact. I think if you want to be a president ever of anything and have any power in society, you should have to dox yourself. You should have to like have a Big Brother fish tank style camera in your house, actually. Screw you. You're an asshole. Okay, I have to run. Sorry for yelling at you guys. Please, I guess, subscribe and thank you for the donations. Please follow the channels, and I do have a Discord in the description, but I should always put it in the chat as well to make it easier for you guys. In case you guys are still not in there. Because from time to time, some of you pop up like, oh, damn, I didn't know you stream. It's because you're not in the Discord. And I will see you guys on... I'm so fucking out of it. What the fuck? It's Tuesday? Yes, it is Tuesday. I'm fucking retarded. I don't know why I'm thinking it's Thursday. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Thursday at the latest. And after this video has probably been demonetized and banned and has my channels taken down because fuck everything. Alright guys, bye-bye.